Welcome back to Morning Joe. Beautiful live picture, 7:46 in the morning at the United States Capitol. The House there is expected to vote today on a bill to renew the 9/11 Victim Compensation Fund after emotional testimony, you'll remember last month, from first responders drew attention to the fund's 2020 expiration date. The funds provide necessary financial support for the thousands who suffered serious medical issues after the 2001 attacks and the work they did cleaning up. The Congressional Budget Office estimates a price tag of more than $10 billion that will cover costs for the next decade. Joining us now, a member of the House Homeland Security and Veterans Affairs Committee, Democratic Congressman Max Rose of New York. He is a veteran of the war in Afghanistan and the recipient of the Bronze Star and the Purple Heart. Also with us, President of the International Association of Firefighters, Harold Shaper. Gentlemen, good morning. It's good to have you both with us. Congressman, let me start with you. Are we sure this is going to pass today?
Hey, Willie, how you doing? You know, absolutely, we're sure it's going to pass today. This was a difficult slog, but because of the incredible advocacy from our first responders, we're at the finish line. But we're not going to spike the football. The Senate has got to pass this as well. We're confident they will. And then the President of the United States will remember that he is a New Yorker, and he will sign this legislation. But what's critical here is that this is a permanent reauthorization. We are not going to put these men and women who are there for us through another shameful period of advocacy to come down here and defend their own lives. We're not going to do that to them.
And that's so important to point out, Congressman, because as you said, people like the late detective Luis Alvarez of the New York Police Department had to come down just before his 69th chemotherapy treatment to bang on doors, to bang the desk with
Absolutely.
Jon Stewart, to get these Congress people to sit and take notice. What is your read, Congressman, of why it took that effort? Why is this not an obvious vote for people you work with?
Well, look, nothing is easy in this town, but what I will say, though, is that any person, any member in the Senate or the House who has tweeted out on 9/11 will never forget, who has come down to New York City and taken selfies with cops and firemen and then tried to pound their chest and show how strong they are, they have no right to vote against this bill. They will reveal themselves as hypocrites to the American people. What's also, though, important, let's take a step back here. We are going to show, when we pass this legislation, we are going to show the American people that Congress can get something done, that we can actually serve people in large, substantive ways. And I think that's critical, especially at this time when we are continually torn apart by hyperpartisanship and divisiveness.